Hi, this is Tyler Braun with the Tranel Financial Group. I'm one of our senior financial advisors. Hope you're having a great day. I wanted to touch base with you and really just share an experience about a recent client I started working with. It's unique as we go through the COVID pandemic and we're seeing the amount of uncertainty that's just surrounding people and their situations. There's a lot of common questions that are coming up. And, a client I'm going to share with you, her name is Pam. And she just became a client. She was actually a referral from one of my existing clients that I work with. And, a lot of the questions she was asking are questions that I'm getting from multiple people. And it's just really, what can I expect? What's the process that you're taking people through this difficult time, right? So with all the uncertainty out there and over 20 million Americans being unemployed and the amount of furloughs and layoffs that are occurring, there's an extreme amount of uncertainty. So we're really trying to just bring some clarity to the situation. So let me tell you about Pam. So as I said, Pam gave me a call one day, said that she was good friends with one of the clients that I'm working with, and said she'd love to come in and sit down. Well, obviously we can't sit face to face at this point. And I said, I'm going to take you through the exact same process that I would as if we could actually meet, right? We just did it virtually. So Pam told me her story, right? She worked for a large corporation. Things were going well. She was in her mid-50s and really felt like she was doing a good job saving, right? The last 10 years in the market have been strong. She'd been accumulating wealth. She felt that she had everything in place. And then all of a sudden, this really knocked her off her feet, right? The COVID pandemic came in and just threw a loop in all of her planning. And she got the call from her supervisor that she was fearing, and she was laid off. Now, hopefully, Pam will be able to go back to work as she ultimately wants to retire at 60, and she's only 55. But she's taking the steps necessary to make sure that she's protecting herself. So the first thing we did is we scheduled a time. We sat down, and I just learned about Pam's story, who she is. Is she married? Does she have any kids? What are her goals, right? What does she like to do? What does she want to do in retirement? And just started assessing what her short-term goals are, what those goals are a little bit longer term, and then ultimately beyond, right? We start just laying out a roadmap for her and really just listening, right? That first meeting, I call it a discovery meeting. It's like a date without the awkwardness, right? We're just an open book, asking each other questions, having a great conversation, and I'm really there to listen and learn about her. Once I asked those questions and captured that information, what we're doing is taking her through step 2. And this is where Pam was doing a good job, but she had things all over her, right? She was extremely busy, right? She was caught up in her work, caught up in her life. And like many people, she procrastinated to make sure that she was staying on top of things. Number one, out of fear. And number two, she was just too darn busy. So with these things that are out there, 401k, Roth IRA, IRAs, and investment accounts, after-tax accounts, money markets, checking, just things all over, and then throw your day-to-day things on top of it, it can become extremely overwhelming. And this was actually Pam's favorite part, and it's one of my favorite parts to take clients through as well. And that's just taking those complexities and that uncertainty and just mapping it out to be very clear and very concise. So we're simplifying a very complex situation. Now, this is just a sample of what we would lay out. It's called an asset map. It's taking their situation, or in this example, we would have taken Pam's situation and laid out everything she has. Once she saw this in black and white, it was a level of relief for her to say, I had all these complexities, and now I can see it on one page, and we can really start working off this. And I just ask great questions. Just, I'm trying to understand why she's doing things the way that she is, so we can see if it's efficient or inefficient, and if we need to change it going forward. But this is step 1 that we go through. After this, what we're doing is we're taking this information and we're starting to lay out that roadmap. So for Pam, we created a plan that said, this is where she is. She's currently 55. She wants to retire at 60. Is she on pace or not with what she's currently doing? Once we know the answer to that, if there's a shortfall, we can find out how much more we need to add. If she's fully satisfied for her goal, or finding out what age and what inflation she can handle throughout retirement, what type of income stream and where's it going to come from. And we can start to build those efficiencies into the plan, right? A lot of Pam's questions were, she has a pension. When should she take the pension? She had 7 options on how to take it. Which option should she take? How should she take Social Security and at what age, right? Does she need life insurance? Does she not need life insurance? Is there any tax efficiency she should be taking advantage of? Should she withdraw from an IRA first or a Roth first? These are all the things that are going through her head, and that's what we're mapping out in that process, right? That's what we're laying out with that roadmap. So this is a mini series. We're going to do a step-by-step process of each of the steps that I just took you through as its own individual video, and we'll walk you through that. So I look forward to taking you guys through this process. I hope you guys find this of great value, and please tune in the future as we're walking through these process, because we want to help as many possible people as we can. So I appreciate you guys taking the time to listen to this video. And if you have any questions, please call, right? Reach out. That's what we're here for. I hope you have a great rest of your day. Take care.